Hola estudiantes, en este video vamos a hablar del pasado. Hey students, in this video we're going to talk about the past. We're going to specifically talk about the preterit, or the past simple tense. This is a tense that's used in Spanish all the time, specifically for talking about things that have happened and finished in the past. You can see this printable verb sheet for different conjugations of how different verbs are conjugated in Spanish, and then you can click on this Spanish grammar in context textbook to pull up a nice one-page breakdown of the preterite tense. Now don't worry about memorizing all of these conjugations or getting this stuff perfectly the first time around. These activities are things that you'll come back to and review throughout the class to prepare you for the different projects, for understanding the materials, for delivering your own presentations, and for being used in conversations within and outside of this class. So the preterit, like I said, is the past simple. It talks about things that happened and finished in the past. So it answers the question, what happened? And here you can see different verb endings. Regular AR verbs are conjugated like this. Hablé, hablaste, habló, hablamos, and hablaron. So that's using the verb hablar to speak. And something like hablé would be I spoke. Hablaste, you spoke. For ER and IR verbs, you'll see conjugations like this. Comí, comiste, comió, comimos, and comieron. So that is to eat. Comí would be I ate. Comiste, you ate, and so on and so forth. That's basically how you will conjugate the AR verbs and regular ER and IR verbs. You can always click on these little icons, and this will bring up a video of a native speaker using example sentences. Super helpful for your listening skills and seeing how these tenses are used in real live conversations and speaking. So an example sentence could be, y después de 15 años los llevé de vuelta a una reunión familiar en los Andes. And after 15 years, I brought them back to a family reunion in the Andes. So there you can see llevé is I brought, and how that conjugation works. Now there are all these stem changing rules and spelling changes that happen. It all seems rather complicated, but once you get used to these different stem changes and spelling changes, and you see them in your reading and listening, it'll become more natural and you'll remember them. So there you can see that AR verbs and ER verbs don't really change, but IR verbs do change, and you can see some differences here, whereas pedir is the original verb, right? But if you use that third person form, it becomes pidió. That E becomes an I. Another one is dormir, to sleep. In the third person form, durmió, the O becomes a U. And there you can see a couple of those examples. So spelling changes also happen, and that happens with car, and zar verbs. So tocar becomes toqué, jugar becomes jugué, comenzar, comencé. For example, yo comencé prácticamente de cero. I started practically from zero. You also see things called strong preterits. So these are grouped this way. These verbs are grouped this way to help you with the memorization of kind of the spelling changes and what they look like. And below that, you'll see irregular verbs, ser, ir, dar, and ver, and how they are conjugated into the past simple. So note that ser, to be, and ir, to go, have the same past verb endings with fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fueron. And to understand the differences, you just need to know the context of the sentences. So here is one example. El 16 de septiembre fue una gran celebración en México porque es el Día de la Independencia. September 16th was a great celebration in Mexico. There you can see fue means was and not went because of the context of the sentence. And you can see some more example sentences here as well, more explanations. Don't forget to click on these little volume icons to bring up videos of speakers using these different verbs in different sentences. But basically, that's a quick breakdown of the preterit, the past simple, answering the question, what happened in Spanish?